What is going on, everybody? It's your boy X coming at y'all with a brand new video, and we're continuing on the tier lists with the shooting guards. Here we've done power forwards, centers, small forwards, and now we have shooting guards. Again, next we're going to be doing point guards. If there's any other budget lists you guys want me, or tier lists you guys want me to do, like, the budget squads, things like that, we can always do that and angle these guys out. But support on these have been pretty well, so make sure you guys smash that like button and we can keep doing these tier lists and kind of segregate everybody. Now, again, this is another list that I had to go through and make myself, so we might not have everybody from, the shooting guard position that you were maybe thinking of in here, but we have most of them. I probably missed a few, but it's all good. For the most part, I feel like the shooting guards are going to be very up and down, very iffy, because there's a lot of really good cards. There's a lot of, I guess, personal opinion that can be thrown into these, because some people like animations more, some people like them less, so we'll have to get into it. But first off, we have Dwayne Wade's Galaxy Opal, which, even being undersized, I still think is an S tier card. Now, at the 2, he's still a great card. I think he's definitely better suited as the 1. But even then, I mean, he has the Dwayne Wade base, which is super cheesy, super nice, easy to green. He's got great animations. He can dunk well. Just a great, nice S tier card. He's still one of the best cards in the game, especially at PG if you were to run him there. Next, we have Galaxy Opal Ray Allen, who I've really never been a fan of, even when he dropped. He's got decent size at the 2 at 6'5". I mean, it's okay. He's got obviously a good release. He's got some great stats, badges, all of that. I think he's a little bit outdated, so I'm going to throw him at the A+ tier, not higher. I know some people really like this Ray Allen card, but I think his time is well done, and yeah, it is what it is. Next, we have Pink Diamond T-Mac, who, again, I'm going to throw into the A+ tier just because he's a little bit outdated at this point with stats and badges. I think he only has like 16 HOF or something like that. I think it's like sub 20. So for that reason, I'm probably going to throw him down there. But obviously, we all know T-Mac has great size at 6'8" for the 2 guard. Probably one of the taller shooting guards. Super cheesy, really nice release, really nice animation, stats, all that sort of stuff. He's just a little bit outdated, so he's not going to have to be in that S tier that maybe some people would be expecting him. Next, in Pink Diamond, Demar Derozan, who I think is a solid A tier card. He can do everything that you want, like good defense, he can play make well, he can finish well, and he can shoot the ball like crazy with the T-Mac animations, but he doesn't have quick first step on it all, which is a pretty important badge, and you can definitely notice it a bit here and there when you're using him, but I do think he's still a great card, so we're going to throw him in the A tier, nice, in the middle. He's not absolutely insane, but he's still pretty good, can help you out. Next, we have the glitched J.R. Smith. I think he's a B tier card. I'm not a really big fan of J.R. Smith's animations really at all. They just don't really suit me. If I remember correctly, he's missing some pretty big playmaking patches as well. And I think he has gold quick draw on his J.R. Smith release, which is I think base 49, and I think it's definitely better suited as HOF. So, and he's also outdated as well. You know what I mean? He's got great size at the 2, but everything about this card, for me at least, is just a little underwhelming, and he's definitely better as a PG. So that's just me. I'm going to have to throw him down there. He's a good card, but nothing too special. Next, we have Pink Diamond Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Solid A tier card, nice size at the 2 at 6'6". He can play great. He has a pretty good release as well. Some nice animations, some nice defense. Just a pretty good, 3 and D option that can also play make pretty well at the 2. Nice card overall, but still, kind of sitting there in the middle. Next, we have the Diamond Victor Oladipo, who I think, again, solid B tier card. I'm not a huge fan of his release. He's slightly undersized. He's better suited as the PG. He's outdated badge-wise. Doesn't have too much going for him in that regard, but still not a bad card. Like, he's still definitely usable. He's great for some budget guys, but personally, I definitely would not grab him myself. Next, we have Galaxy Opal Brandon Roy, who, even though he's a little bit outdated with some badges, he could use a few more just to help him out and some increase in his dunk tendencies, but still an S tier card. He's got the T-Mac animations. He's a great card. Everybody loves him. The only reason I'm not throwing him in S tier, S+ tier, is, again, the things that I was mentioning. He could use a few more badges. He could be a little bit taller. It's not a huge deal, but you know, in the tendencies. The dunk tendencies, just they hurt it. He doesn't dunk as often as you'd want him to, but everything else in here, he's great. Like, seriously, great card. Next, we have the Pink Diamond Reggie Lewis, who I love this card, but he lacks one vital thing, which is range extender. For my point guards and shooting guards, it's almost necessary that they have range extender on them. Reggie Lewis does not have that, but I still love him. He's still a great defender. He's still a great finisher at the basket. He can still shoot well, just not from deep. So I'm gonna throw him in the B tier category. I think he's great. He's just missing that, you know, one big thing, which is range extender, but still not a bad card by any means. Next we have Pink Diamond Dwayne Wade, who is just the Galaxy Opal Dwayne Wade, but a worse version. I'm gonna throw him in A tier. He can do everything that Dwayne Wade can. He's just a little worse. Yeah, so we're gonna throw him down to the A tier. Still not a bad card by any means, just not absolutely insane. Next we have the Galaxy Opal Michael Jordan, who, if I'm being honest, I'm not a fan of MJ's animations this year. When it comes to being a slasher, I think MJ probably is one of the top cards in the game, along with, you know, some players we're going to talk about a little later. But his jump shot, the MJ jump shot, just feels so slow compared to other years, and he doesn't have that it factor. He just doesn't have that amazing, you know, MJ factor, which kind of sucks. But I'm gonna have to throw him A+ tier. I think if he maybe had Hoff quick draw instead of gold, we might be able to throw him up to S tier because make it a little bit quicker. But I'm assuming we're going to get a, you know, all 99, all, you know, Hoff badge Jordan eventually. So, and that one definitely will probably be S+ tier. But he's just, again, lacking some things, you know, slight changes that I think are keeping him from being an absolute top card, but still is amazing nonetheless. Next, we have Pink Diamond Klay Thompson. Great A+ tier category, probably the best 3-and-D card in the game, if I'm being honest. Like, as one of the best jump shot animations with Klay Thompson. It's super easy, super green, and then he can play some nice defense. He's 6'7", great size. Overall, really nice card. Next, another great 3-and-D option, surprisingly, is Drazen Petrovic, but he's a little bit smaller, shorter than Klay Thompson, so I think I'm gonna knock him down to the A tier category. Also has a little bit of a different release, is a little janky, and he does jump forward a lot into it, which sometimes can screw you with contests. If a player jumps forward as somebody else is trying to close out, you can get a little bit higher contest, and it can affect you a little bit more. But he's still a great 3-and-D option, just slightly undersized and a little jump shot problem, but still a great card nonetheless. Now here's one that I might catch a little flack for, and it is this Galaxy Opal Vince Carter. A lot of people might have him up here, you know, higher. He's one of the best slashers in the game, but I absolutely hate his jump shot, which for me leaves him as just a spot-up shooter and slasher that can play a little bit of defense. I'm honestly going to put this Galaxy Opal Vince Carter at top B tier. I hate his jump shot, especially only on gold. I cannot deal with it. I do not like this Vince Carter card. For me personally, he ain't it. Like, he ain't it, man. He ain't it. I do not like him. Next, we have a Galaxy Opal T-Mac. Easy S+ tier. Probably tied with the best 2-guard in my opinion. There's only one other card that I really think comes into contention with T-Mac. I mean, 6'8", with all of the Hall of Fame badges that he has, all of the things that he can just do well, which is everything, and just his size at the shooting guard, like, come on. T-Mac is an easy S+ tier category card. Great card overall. I mean, you can't really hate it. Next we have CJ McCollum, who I feel like, if we're talking about as a PG, definitely a great card. Definitely, you know, up here in A tier. But I think at the 2, at only 6'3", with not the greatest of defense, I think we're going to have to throw him C tier. Like, you know, I do like McCollum as a guy, personally. But, yeah, as a card in 2K, he usually is a little underwhelming. Next we have a Galaxy Opal Allen Iverson, who at the 2-guard is pretty bad, but as a card in general, I think if we're talking about at the, you know, PG spot, probably an S tiered A+ tier card, absolutely amazing. But I think if we're talking as a 2-guard, he's probably low B tier because he's only 6 foot, so he gets his shit sent all the time. If you run him at the 2, run him at the 1 if you're gonna run him in anything. He's not a bad card, but nothing great. Same thing goes with Avery Bradley. He's only 6'3", like CJ McCollum, but he has a lot better defense than McCollum, so I think we're going to throw him up here with the likes of, you know, Victor Oladipo, because they're basically kind of like the same card. It's just Avery Bradley is a little bit better than him. Decent animations, really good defense, and can do everything else pretty well. So solid B tier card, a nice budget PG for those that need it. You know, if you just want a, you know, defensive kind of guy, he definitely is your man. Next, we have the Pink Diamond Brandon Roy, who obviously is just a slightly worse version of the normal Brandon Roy. Solid A tier card. He's got all the same animations, just slightly worse stats. He's a great card overall. I quite like him. I think he's definitely worth picking up if you guys need a quick, cheap little option there for the 2 guard. Next, we have Karis Levert, who is a nice 6'7" size guard with some great shooting stats and really good defense. Really good 3-and-D option. Can also play make it finish a little bit well for you too. Solid A tier card. I think he's slightly above the B Roy just because he has some slightly better animations and stuff. Not better animations, sorry. Slightly better stats in some categories. So great card overall, and I'm actually kind of glad that he got some shine for that 50-point game that he dropped. Next, we have Zach LaVine, who even at the shooting guard, easy S tier category card for me. Personally, in my opinion, I think he's S+, but I know the general consensus is that he's slightly below top tier, so I'm going to throw him down to S because of other people's personal opinion. But for me, I'd throw him S+ here. I love his jump shot, one of the best green light animation jumpers in the game with his Zach LaVine base. He can dunk the ball insane, play good defense, great size at 6'5". For the PG, that is. If we're talking to PG, he's definitely S+ tier, but I think at the 2 definitely is, probably S. But I love the Zach LaVine card. If you guys have the opportunity to pick him up, I think him and Josh Smith are probably the 2 best Opals on the board right now. Seriously, would think about those guys. Next, we have Bradley Beal, who I don't really think is worth picking up off the token market, but still is an S+ tier card. And the reason I don't think he's worth it is because we have other cards in the same tier that you can buy that do the exact same things, like this Michael Redd. I know Michael Redd is a little bit down, but basically these cards are almost the exact same, with Michael Redd being an inch taller and in my opinion having a better release. But why would you pick up Bradley Beal off the token market for 750 tokens if you could just pick up this, Michael Redd, who does the exact same thing, can shoot just as well, can do everything just as amazing. And if we were considering budget factor, he's S+ tier, but I'm gonna throw him down to S tier because he's basically Bradley Beal, just an inch taller. And I mean, come on, you gotta love it. He seriously is a super nice card. Next, we have the Diamond Matisse Thybulle. Now, Matisse Thybulle, I'm a Sixers fan, so I have a little bit more biased for him, but I'm going to try to take that away. I think he's very solidly in the B tier because he has great defense, some of the best defense for a 2 guard in the game. Great size, 6'6". He has the same release as Drazen Petrovic, but he doesn't have range extender. And we were talking about with Reggie Lewis, the reason I don't have him higher is because of his no range extender. So I got to keep, similar, and I got to throw B tier to Matisse Thybulle. Lou Williams, great card at the 2, is a D because of his 6'1" size and just not having the same cheesy animations as Allen Iverson. He's good, nothing great, so I think I'm gonna have to throw him down to D tier. Next, we have Duncan Robertson, who is a D tier because he has probably one of the worst jump shots in the game. I absolutely hate it. It's so bad. If he had, if they had given him some bullshit and just thrown, the T-Mac jumper base on him, Duncan Robertson being A+ tier because his stats, defense, shooting ability are just amazing. He just has such a bad jumper that it just kills the card completely. Seriously kills the card completely. Next, we have Bohon Bogdanovich, who has the Manu Ginobili base. I originally thought it was base 38 because it looked pretty close to it, but it is Manu Ginobili's base. Went through and looked at it, and honestly, I really like this card. I love this Bohon Bogdanovich. He's 6'6" and has a 7-foot wingspan. It looks like it's crazy. He can do everything really well. Playmake, love his jump shot. Everything great. I'm gonna throw him A tier. I think he's a great card, and I think he's really slept on. Somebody that you guys definitely should try if you have the opportunity to. But yeah, I'm assuming most people probably are just gonna go for some of these other options from the historic spotlight sims, which is all good. Next, we have Terrence Ross. I'm throwing D tier for the simple fact that he does not have clamps. He has a 90 perimeter defense and has no clamps, so he's going D tier because he just, it pisses me off. But if he had clamps, he'd literally be an A+ or S tier card. His jump shot is amazing. He with clamps could play amazing defense. He has amazing finishing ability. He's 6'8" with a build that makes him look like he's goddamn 6'10". He looks as big as Lamar Odom, which is crazy, but no clamps. It means he can't play any defense. We're throwing him in the D tier. Easy. Next, we have Malik Beasley, who's good at everything, but mainly is there to be a shooter. Can play a little bit of defense as well. But I haven't been too impressed with the card or his animations. I'm going to throw him B tier. He's pretty solid. Nothing crazy. I'm probably going to throw him pretty high B tier. He's a great card overall. He just hasn't impressed me a lot, so I'm going to have to throw him B. Next, we have Gary Trenton Jr. I haven't really used this card a lot, so take this one with a grain of salt. Like, please take this one with a grain of salt. I really have never used this card. I don't know what his animations are looking like. Stats-wise, he looks great, but I'm going to throw him C tier just because I haven't used him. You know, is what it is. Next, we have Galaxy Opal James Harden. I'm going to throw up in S tier as well. I'm going to put him even with Zach LaVine. I think... Well, I'm going to put Zach LaVine a little bit higher than James Harden, but these cards are basically the same. I mean, they're both 6'5". They both can play shooting guard PG. They both can do everything well. Like, literally everything well. I just like LaVine's animations a little bit more, but James Harden has a, like, cheesy hop step where if you're nice with dribbling, this James Harden can be one of the best cards in the game because he just has such a cheesy, nice ass hop step that can just, bah, you know, break people's ankles. Like, amazing. But personally, I'm not the best of a dribble god, so for me, he's just slightly below Zach LaVine. Next, we have the Diamond Ray Allen, who, in my opinion, like, is exactly the same as the Galaxy Opal Ray Allen. Like, very equal, just slightly worse. I'm going to throw him A tier category. I think if we took into budgetness account, S tier. But as just a general card, nice little A tier. Next, we have Clyde Drexler, who I've seen some gameplays on and actually looks amazing. Has great size. I think he's like 6'7", great player build. His jump shot's a little whack. It's a little iffy, not gonna lie. It's not the greatest, but still not a bad card. Still can play some great defense, can finish with the best at him. I'm going to throw him up in A+ tier with Michael Jordan. I think they're pretty similar cards. I'm pretty sure Clyde has some bad, like, dribbling animations are not the greatest, which does knock him a little bit, but he's still not bad. Next, we have Desmond Mason, who I think is amazing as a PG, probably like an A+ tier PG, but as a 2-guard with not the greatest hezzy. I think I'm going to have to throw him bottom A tier. He's good, but he's missing some things that could help him out big time. Next, we have Dennis Rodman, who really, after my gameplay, I was really excited for the Dennis Rodman card because a 6'7" shooting guard with the defense that he had should have been S+ tier. But his jump shot is so, and I mean so bad, that I'm going to have to throw him A tier. It knocks him big time. He's just a spot-up shooter, but for the sheer defense that this card brings alone, if you literally just have him in the game to just stand there and play defense while you do nothing with him, he's amazing. Like, he does everything well that you need on the defensive end. So, great card overall. Gotta love him. Next, we have the Diamond Cuttino Mobley, who pisses me off to no end because he has a 70 perimeter defense, but half clamps. And for that one annoyance alone, I want to just throw him D tier because that just pisses me off. Like, why does he have a 70 perimeter defense with half clamps? But he's still a good card. I love his jump shot, but I haven't really tested how well he can play defense. So I'm going to throw him B tier right around J.R. Smith. Great size, great jumper. Love him, honestly. I haven't fully seen how well the defense he can play. Even though badges mean more, I still feel like that 70 perimeter defense might knock him down a little bit on it. So we'll have to see. But next we have Nick Young, Amethyst. And I was watching some people dribble around with this guy, and he's got like near James Harden dribbling animations, which are super cheesy. Also has the same release as Cuttino Mobley. He's a great card. If we took into budgetness, oh, he's S+ tier. Easy. But I think he's a nice A+ tier card. I'll put him slightly above this Galaxy Opal Ray Allen. I think he's taller. He has better animations, and overall is just better than this Ray Allen, if I'm being honest. He's a great card. Definitely one that I would recommend people pick up. Next, we have the Pink Diamond Tyler Hero, who at 6'6" with some good animations and good defense, I'm surprised more people don't use. He's actually a really nice, solid card. I'm throwing him nice into A tier. Great 3-and-D option. Not exactly sure how budget he is. I haven't really looked at his price, but not a bad card, for being honest. Next, we have Jamal Crawford, one of my guys. Y'all know my boys, Jamal's Journey episode dropping tomorrow, by the way, for anybody wondering. He's a great card. I easily think he is an S tier, shooting guard PG. I actually run him at the 2. I'll run Zach LaVine at the 1 and Jamal Crawford at the 2. I know they're both 6'5", but I don't really see it affecting me too much because I don't really switch anything too big. So, great card. Can play the 2 well. Some great dribbling animations. A beautiful, and I mean beautiful jump shot. It's so green light. Absolutely love him. Great card. Highly recommend picking him up. Next, we have Diamond Tim Hardaway Jr. Solid A+ tier card. He is a 3-point god. I mean, seriously, has one of the better jumpers in the game. I think he has that like base 49, but I'm pretty sure he has half quick draw, which is why it's so good. So good. I know I've said I don't like the base 49 if it's not, if it's on gold, but I'm pretty sure he has half, which is why it's good. And if it's not, a lot of other people really like this Tim Hardaway Jr. card because of the 3&D-ness, and he's just, he's a great card. Next, we have Galaxy Opal Donovan Mitchell, who again is A+ tier or S tier if you're running him at, PG. But I think as a 2 guard, he's kind of middle tier as a shooting guard. He's not great. He's not bad. He's a little undersized. He's pretty good. He ain't bad. Next, we have Pink Diamond Spencer Dinwiddie. I hate his jumper. Like I absolutely hate his jumper, but it's not one of those where it's so bad that you can't get anything off with him. Because I think they put it on half. It's just not very good. So I'm gonna throw him to C tier. It's just, it hurts. It hurts watching it, if I'm being honest. Next, we have Dick Van Arsdale. Interesting name, but one of the best 3&D options for a card in the game. Like, seriously, one of the best 3&D cards in the game. Like, he's so good. A+ tier. I mean, like, come on. You got to love a nice 3&D card. Next to Bingo Smith, I think is a solid B tier card. If we took into account the fact that he's free, S+ tier, I mean, great animations. We basically got YBC in a card. He can shoot the 3-ball like crazy and a super good jump shot. He can also play a little bit of defense and finish, not too bad either. This Bingo Smith card is pretty good. I just don't think at the 2 guard with his size, I think he's like 6'4", is the best option. But if he was a few inches taller, he would definitely be moving up the ranks. Next, we have the Timeand Tracy Mcgrady, which isn't the greatest stats-wise, but for a free card is amazing. I'm going to throw him B tier. Super solid card. I'm not going to throw him that high B tier. What am I doing? I'm going to throw him into B tier. He's a great card overall. Anything that is T-Mac is going to be amazing. Like, you got to respect it. Super nice. Next, we have Galaxy Opal Kobe. Easy S+ tier. He's up there in like the top 5. There's a lot of people talking about how his jump shot has a little change with a little hitch in it. I haven't been able to see it, but either way, Galaxy Opal Kobe with the stats badges, you can't ignore it. Like, come on, you can't. Next, we have Pink Diamond Kyle Korver, who I think is actually a super nice card. I mean, 6'7", his jump shot is amazing. Can play some good defense still, too. I'm going to throw him solid A+. I think he's just a slightly better Klay Thompson. Super nice card. Next, we have Michael Finley. You guys know how I feel about this if you guys watch the gameplay. I hate this card. C tier. Easy. Like, we can still use him as a slasher. He just feels so slow. It feels as if he doesn't even have quick first step. I just despise this card with everything in me. Can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. Next, we have Rip Hamilton. Great 3&D option. Slightly undersized of the 2, which sucks. But I was saying we needed a new Rip Hamilton card. They gave it to me. It's nice. He's a solid A tier. Great 3&D option if you need it. And he's free, so like, come on, you gotta love it. Come on. Next, we have Sean Elliott, who I haven't seen his jump shot too much yet, but I've heard some great things about him. Great 3&D-ness, amazing, size at the 2 guard, a 6'7", overall good player build, stuff like that. So, based off of what I've heard, I'm going to throw him high A tier. I'm not going to throw him any higher just because personally I haven't used him, but I've heard that he's a very, very solid card. Next, we have Walter Davis. Has the Tracy McGrady base, which is actually the Trey Burke base. It's not actually called T-Mac, but super nice. Like, super nice. Amazing, amazing card. He can 3&D with the best of them. 6'6", great size. He is a super high A+ tier card. I absolutely love this Walter Davis. If anybody needs a 2 guard for free, pick him up. Next, we have Geoff Petrie, who I think as a 2 guard is C tier. They changed his jump shot, so it's no longer the Dwayne Wade base, so it's not as cheesy, and he's only 6'4", so it's a 2. It's a little iffy, but he, as a PG, probably a solid A+ tier card, but for our purposes as a shooting guard, he's not the greatest. Next, we have Caron Butler's Pink Diamond, the free card from the Spotlight Sims. Solid A+ tier card. He's a great 3&D option, can finish a little bit as well. I love 3&D cards in this, and Caron Butler fits that perfectly. So definitely a card I think if you need that defense, you should throw on your squad. And then next we have Pink Diamond Kobe. who is a D tier card. It hurts. I actually almost didn't put him in the list because I didn't want to disrespect the Mamba, but I felt like it was okay because we had his Galaxy Opal all the way up here in S+ tier that this would equal out, but we know it. It's from his 60-point game, his very last game. He's super slow, can't do anything really but shoot, which sucks, but you gotta love the Mamba. Next, we have a Galaxy Opal Devin Booker. Again, another great 3-and-D option. This one can play, make, and finish a little bit as well. I think he's actually a pretty solid card, high A tier. I just don't think he's, up in the upper echelon of cards, but he's still very solid, very nice, pretty solid. I mean, you guys can see a lot of this I think a lot of these cards have very solid A, B, and A+ tier, right in the middle, but very few cards are amazing, absolutely top tier, or very, bad. So, it is what it is. These next set of cards I haven't really used a lot, so I don't really have too much insight on them, but I've heard that this Grayson Allen is a pretty good card, but nothing special, so we're going to throw him B tier. Kevin Huerter, great 6'7" size, 3-and-D card, pretty decent. We'll throw him in the A tier. Tony Snell, again, has some good size, but nothing special, doesn't have the greatest of animations, so we're going to throw him B tier. Craig Elo and Lonnie Walker are very similar cards, actually. Lonnie Walker has some of the best defense in the game. He can 3-and-D well. Love this card. I mean, I've used Lonnie Walker's other cards, so I know what his animations are looking like. I haven't used his diamond personally, but I just know with his defense and with his ability, he's going to be great. Definitely run with the 2, though, not the 3, because he's only 6'5", so at the 3. A little tough. And then Craig Elo is basically the same card as Lonnie Walker. They have a little bit of different animations, but they can just play good 3-and-D defense. Shoot the ball well. You gotta love it. Pretty decent animations as well. And then next we have, last but not least, we have the Pink Diamond Glenn Rice, the new guy that just got added. S+ tier. If I'm being honest, I think Glenn Rice is probably better than T-Mac. 6'7" at the 2, so only an inch shorter, has a better jump shot, and can just do everything amazing. This is my final tier list for the shooting guard position in 2K20 Myteam. Let me know what you guys think about my tier list down in the comment section below, what you guys would change and all that sort of stuff. Y'all always on top of it. Yeah, I think this is pretty decent. This is another one of those positions that's really hard to judge because everybody's so good at the shooting guard position. It's a little tough, but like if you guys did enjoy, subscribe if you guys are new on that road to 5.3K. Remember, Jamal's Journey episode 5 is coming out tomorrow, editing that today. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see y'all in the next video.